Flawless victory. Yes, hello everybody. Lucas back, Lucasgvariety, Robotech the MACROSS SAGA, Season 2, Episode 5 on July the 24th, 2020. Yeah, I just threw all that in there. Got all the numbers right on the first time. No screw-ups at all. Oh, wait, my mic is muted. No, just kidding.
No, you don't dump your live.
John is right there to be like, no, you actually did things right. Anyways, I'm not going to waste any time. We got a big game to get to tonight. And I will tell you, if you're here watching live, internet may cut out. Just stick with us. We'll come back. So anyway, I'm going to pass it upstairs to the RM and let him take it away. Go ahead, sir.
I am Robotech Master Harukajunko, and I am here to kill everyone here. Sorry, guys. I'm closing out the season right now where you guys hit a rock and the SDF-1 explodes. Sorry.
Rocks.
Except Ivan is too stubborn to die.
Rocks.
We just see the monster just go spiraling off and just
Invid fall, everyone dies.
It's just like
Yeah,
Darth Vader.
Invid fall, everyone dies.
It's just like Darth Vader at the end of New Hope, just goes spiraling out into space.
Except unlike him, you don't recover
Ivan is
because.
blasting off again.
Yep. But so continuing right off of the last time,
Sure.
gonna move you guys all to that screen
Let's
again.
say, can we get
the
a-
battle had closed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say I wanted to get a recap, especially for Teresa as well.
So last time, there was a massive space battle as the SDF-1 had been attacked, and its sensor radome was literally melted to the side of the command structure. And seeing that this might be a chance to retaliate, the captain fired back the SDF-1's reflex cannon, or wanted to rather, and the SDF-1 cannon decided it was taking a vacation. And so the enemies kind of all looked between themselves and went, well, why not? Free real estate. And came in and tried to take over the SDF-1 and attacked it, only for everything to fail. And in the end, only one squadron was lost. If I remember correctly, it was Green Squad. It was Lime Squad.
Lime Squadron
Lime
got owned.
Squadron, you
But yeah,
punks.
otherwise, like Ivan and the Destroids went hippity hoppity, get the F off my property, and we decimated the enemy numbers quite badly.
Yep.
Also, music happened.
And music
And
happened.
you guys, oh yeah, and music happened. You guys, performed a little concert for them because you were being welcoming guests. And
And they didn't like it. They didn't like
No.
our taste.
No, I they might just have shit taste in music. They might be Nickelback fans. That might be it.
Oh, shush.
I say as a Nickelback fan myself.
Oh, loser. Dang.
And I just sit here, I'm like, look at this photograph, remember this? This was when you guys had a fleet.
All their songs are literally the same song.
Yeah.
Also, because it's important to note, Archie escaped from the hospital and just basically helped people as the city was crumbling around them.
Yeah, you saved a couple of people. You saved a child whose mother is unfortunately dead. Shell casing landed on her head and cracked her head open. That is very sad and emotionally
his now.
disturbing. What was that?
I said it's his now.
No,
It's his child?
Oh no.
Shut up. Don't give him any ideas.
Yes.
Puppy, you saved the child. It's yours now.
No, that's not how
Are
it
you
works.
my daddy?
Okay.
Don't touch it, Barnabas. The mother won't take it back.
Right.
But taking only minimal losses throughout the battle, you guys managed to capture a single heavily damaged pod of some type.
That I literally had to sumo off the SDF-1 and careen into to get it to stop kicking.
Mhm.
After
Because
it
it kicked two
survived
people in the face.
and caused 4 guys to explode.
Very
This is
good.
after I had specifically targeted it. It lost pretty much all operation other than them fucking chicken legs.
But besides that, yeah, no, you guys managed to capture that, and we're gonna pick up. We're gonna pick up actually with the captain. You were getting a report of this pod, and it's being brought into the Prometheus at this time.
I guess I can talk now.
Yeah, you can.
Red light. Even tells me when it's on.
Oh man,
It's so advanced. Let me just do this. Now I know.
now it's magic.
Now I
How does he
don't
know
know
when
if
he's
I'm
talking?
talking. He's going to go meet where it's coming in at.
All right. So inside, so it takes you a bit to get down to the Prometheus. It's enough time for them to safely. They basically what they do is they bring in all of the pilots first before bringing this thing in.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Just
our
in
Veritechs
case.
were designed to be as big as these people supposedly were, so I want them nearby.
Yep. So. Oh, yep. No, don't worry. They're around. Most of the pilots. Some of the Veritechs have been damaged, of course, over the course of the battle. The enemies did get some shots off. Silver Squadron did great. They didn't die,
Which is great.
which, by the way, Miss Melody Jacobs, you're being told to stand down now after sitting there for what feels like 15 minutes bashing your head into the front console because the engines wouldn't start.
Awesome. Kept getting hit.
Goddamn mechanics not doing their jobs.
The mechanic was like, hold on. I think I know how to fix this. We just need an extra Canootin valve over here. And then they were complaining about tapioca in the engines?
Technically, it's protoculture, but it looks the same. Delicious.
Yes, the Robotech Master loses his head in the rings of Saturn.
No, that's where everybody's been storing those.
No,
big
my mother
downloads.
came around the corner and only heard tapioca and was just like, what?
What are those kids talking about online nowadays?
But yeah, no, you're being told that you can stand down. You don't have to worry about going out into battle, and you even see Silver Squadron, whom you were going to be provisionally put in command of, landing back, and everyone's alive and not dead, and surprisingly not shot up. But that might be because they were using Blue Squadron as a shield.
Hey, I was
Maybe.
late cannon fodder.
But eventually, the pilots all land, and 2 destroyed Spartans have been brought into the Prometheus as this pod is being brought in by Red Squadron. When the pod is set down and they all kind of back off from it, before one of them, tries to, pull off the cockpit or whatever, and eventually the cockpit comes off.
Military. That was a look like all of you just talking.
Frostjaeger, we don't talk about that anime.
Yeah, he said something. Well, I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm just like, okay. And I don't know my anime, but I can see that Alex Matz.
Don't watch it.
Okay.
You don't want to watch it.
I really don't watch a lot of anime, so I won't. I watch old people stuff like books. Just kidding. I haven't done that enough lately, but actually,
Just kidding. I can't read.
we're reading through the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide for 5th edition, and then also still through Band of Blades, all hardcovers.
Oh, now Mecha, now Frost wants to fight.
And that's what chat is for fighting over there in the side while we play in the street, right in traffic.
I
You know?
like reading because I read this today. Create problems, not solutions for my players.
It's like the opposite of any kind of workplace pep talk.
Wow, you
Yeah.
really need someone to tell you that?
Well, it's
I do that for my players all the time. I
it's the
always make
framework
fun-
principles for fellowship. That's the first thing they tell the person writing the story. Create problems, not solutions. Don't even pretend to come up with a solution for a problem. That's their job. Address the characters, not the players. Embrace the fantastic, and never speak the name of the moves that you're doing.
Which Powered by the
Ever
Apocalypse game is this?
Fellowship.
Oh, Fellowship, yeah. Because I was like, that's exactly what they say for all of them.
Do not say the name of your move.
No, you're not.
Just do it.
Yeah, they're not supposed to because they're like looking it up. Or it takes away from the narration, right? You just do it. And it just keeps the the flow.
So, anyway.
Oh, folks.
Okay,
Here he is.
so I am finally back now. Mom needed to talk to me about something. Oh wait, never mind, Dad. Here comes Dad.
Oh
those
my
days.
god.
Good old family living, folks. We all know how priorities go.
Oh yeah, I'm alone with little man right now. So whenever he's finally wanting something to eat, he's gonna come running in here. Let's see, things to talk about.
Well, we have a new game starting next Thursday. Doggone it.
Thursday.
The Sunless.
Specifically Thursday.
The Sunless Citadel. Yeah, I know. As I'm sitting here on the side talking to Dem, who's my good buddy, and possibly another game master that will be jamming through this channel, and we're talking about Friday streaming. So I'm like, we're gonna stream on Friday. Damn it, Thursday. Yeah, Dem, you're not even watching right now. Whatever. Shut up. All right. So the Yawning Portal campaign 5th edition, Sunless Citadel, was an old 3.5 module that I remember running back in the 3.5 days. And a couple times, actually, a lot of fun. So that's actually the first quest in the Yawning Portal, which is like 7 quests or something. And it ends with the Tomb of Horrors. The most ruthless dungeon murder crawl ever, right, Major Ivan Servanova?
It's not a murder fest. It's just a flat out mercy killing. It's
Can
one
be.
of those. It's one of those ones that if you are not familiar with Tomb of Horrors, ladies and gentlemen, I beg of you to not look into it. And that is something you want to experience raw, and then you will be mad, and you will never play it again. It's one of those few modules that GMs, especially ones who are even Satan GMs like I am, will tinker with to make it just a tad less bullshit. Because there's the phrase, and then the player dies and cannot be resurrected in any way, shape, or form, is repeated a lot more often than would be preferred.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay, don't worry. I am finally free of family. Dad wanted to show me old pictures and.
here
Mom
comes
was-
my sister. Doggone it.
Aunt
Oh,
Patty,
luckily, I'm an only sibling.
Aunt Jessica, what are you doing home?
And that's when the extended Irish family just pop in.
Grandma, you're home.
Don't worry, she was. I'm not gonna say all the things my mother was saying. She was because she kind of looked over and was like, "Oh my God, who are these people?"
Yep, you can just say crazy if it's.
Great, I'm now one of these people.
You've always been one
Yeah.
of those people.
To be fair, she was telling me some
worse.
great things about turtle wax and a power buffer to really get that shine out. Because my mom is a terrible person. Don't worry, she'll understand that language. She's a trucker.
So
But
Anyway,
back to the thing.
yeah. So question
Yes.
for you, Robotech Master, is this also the point where the Destroid Corps has also filed in, probably also hauling this annoying pod that?
I think the pod was already inside.
Fill that dead air. Fill that dead air.
What?
so,
My hyena laugh is not filling the dead air. The fact that he
So,
is
That's
recounting
true.
exactly.
How about
what-
them sports, huh?
My mom
Wait,
wants to ask, did you achieve orbit with the middle fingers?
Oh yeah,
You said
to
yes.
the moon.
To the moon. This is my family, guys.
All right.
Oh, I know middle finger won't offend you. I know. Okay.
So
Oh, okay, Mom. I'll just be ready for you.
this is the joy. I now have a rivalry. Like where's the rival
rivalry
input
with-
sheet on the sheet. Input rival Robotech Master's mom.
Oh, don't worry. You wouldn't last 5 minutes in a real thing with her.
So
So going back to it, not for the most part, most of the destroids have gone back to the Daedalus. Parts of the Spartan units from other groups have been sent out to be there at this point. Mostly because trying to stacking all of the very important giant stompy robots inside of one room is not exactly the greatest solution if he decides to explode violently.
but would there have been enough time for the monster to get towed back into the Daedalus and then for Ivan to get to the other hangar for this annoying...
I'd say with how everything's going, you probably would have had time, yeah.
So, okay,
But
yeah. Because Ivan definitely wants to see what's in the tin can.
what's behind the door? But as you guys, and by the way, I was gonna ask you when Alex Mats, where are you?
It depends. How bad is my studio messed up?
Your studio is about the same quality as normal. Everything's all over the place, and half the wires aren't plugged in yet. But
Despite the devastation, your studio looks no different to anyone else.
So, would I know that something is coming in? Because obviously, I don't know if I'm kept in the know.
I would say you're probably not.
Okay, in that case, there's no reason for me to be going down there.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were just going to decide to stalk the captain or not.
No,
That's perfectly understandable. I have the hat.
So I'm probably going to be, I don't know, chatting with the rest of the bridge crew while I try to fix and put back together the studio.
Alright. And I assume you told the bridge crew, don't tell him anything or something like that, Captain?
No.
No, just
you
haven't told him anything?
I just don't go to the comm office and say, hey, I'm going somewhere. Announce it to everyone.
So
I'm going
I might
somewhere.
ask
Would you
them
like to come?
Tell the spies where I am at all times, please.
I might just ask. I guess I might just ask something to the effect of, "What were we do? What was happening that was causing all of that shaking?"
Well, one of the officers there, short redhead, and he goes, "Well, we were getting shot."
I mean, it was more shaking than normal.
Yeah, that's because the command structure got shot. And she kind of leads you down to like the lower level below the actual command area.
I just sort of like look out to the side. Wait, which
and
side
you
is it?
can
Is
see that where there was once a big white dome there that was probably labeled at some point or another, harmful for health. Do not stand in front of.
Dangar.
Yeah, Dangar. It is now melted to the side of the command structure.
Oh, that looks like it was important.
Yeah, that was all of our sensors. All of them.
99.9%.
That's going to be a problem, isn't it?
Seeing as we have no way of seeing outside of the ship besides looking out the windows or several of the cameras mounted along the hull. Just a small bit.
Well, it's not my problem right now.
Yeah, we won the fight. Oh, by the way, your music was really good.
Thank you. I think it might have, my goal was just to sort of shout over whatever orders were being given on their side. I think it may have worked.
I mean, yeah, it probably did. Seems like they couldn't hear anything. They weren't doing anything. So maybe they just didn't hear the order to go shoot them.
Who knows? And then I'll sort of make my way back to my little studio.
Yeah. And your studio's still about the same quality as it was. You don't smell any space entering your space. But yeah.
The absolute ugliest odor that space is does not come into your space.
Space.
It's
Space.
Space, I'd imagine, smells like, I don't know, maybe ozone, I want to say?
Probably the
Because of all the
lack of
ioni...
ozone.
Well, I don't know. I was thinking like sort of the ionizing radiation out there.
It probably doesn't smell healthy.
Yeah, probably not.
The absence of air makes it impossible for it to smell like anything.
That's a good point.
No, you can tell it when start hearing the hissing, like the air is leaving. You can probably get a couple quick sniffs of space, and then explosive decompression hits you.
All
You
right.
spit out your lungs. Yeah.
Tangent over.
Yeah, tangent over. Lucas, you are alive and at the hospital, and some people have been taken care of, and they're wondering why you are up and running about, and why you haven't gotten dressed at least.
Wait a minute. Say it. People at the hospital?
Yeah, the hospital people. One of the nurses, as they're looking through these swarms of things, like, why the hell are you out of bed? And why, if you were gonna get up, why didn't you at least get dressed?
I didn't give the impression that I went back to the hospital.
Well, I mean, weren't you still wearing the medical gown and
I got like
your underwear?
I had my underwear on, then I put a doctor's.
Oh yeah, you put a doctor's coat on. Oh, even better.
Yeah.
One of them grabs you like, "Doctor, we need you over here."
Now wait a minute. I grabbed that. And I went out of the hospital. Then I brought the kid back with the mother, and I didn't get any. I didn't get out of the hospital again. That's where I'm still at.
Right now, you kind of go back to the hospital with a couple other people in tow.
Oh, okay. So
and it's more like in the frantic situation, you're still there when they kind of notice you.
Yes, I hope.
And you are still, to confirm, you are still wearing the doctor's uniform.
So someone says, what do they say? I just want to make sure.
Yeah. If you're wearing the doctor's uniform, they're going, "Doctor, we need you over here," as they kind of grab your arm and pull you along.
Going along, I'm like, yes.
Dr. Bandages, we need you over here.
I'm just getting pulled. I'm like, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. Hey, what is going on? I think there's still some people to help outside. I think I had a prior appointment over this way, so. And they're probably still dragging me. I'm like, I don't think you want me to do what you want me to do, I think. So perhaps I should just step down this hall. Is that the exit there? Good, great. See you later.
Okay, if you're going to try and duck out of this, we'll require a skill roll.
Yes.
I'm awake.
Is someone else calling Mike in there? Which one of your family members sounds like a beeper?
Don't be making fun of Grandma Beaker.
Fire alarm. Ooh, fun stuff.
Is it going on, Mike? Can you nod? Is it going on right now in your house?
I think it just ended for now. This is the second time in like 15 minutes that it's gone off. Nothing's burning in the house, I don't think so.
Sorry, folks, if you get a little blast, we probably can't edit that in time. It's just going to happen.
Can't hit it.
Sorry. I
Sorry,
turned
not
my
sorry.
mic off as soon as I heard it.
The problem of
You're
being
not like being
live.
deaf. Yeah. Watch the DM go deaf on stream.
Okay, so my burnout was 7. Okay, just making sure. I able to eke out the most benefit from the smallest effort, which is smooth method. I feel like I have to because I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of energy and I'm very wounded. So he's got to do the best he can, but he's going to do it unpredictably. So flash move. I don't get very far, but a move that happens quickly hard to predict. So I just kind of jet down a hallway and try to slip off, and hopefully they were just trying to catch up with all the words I was spewing in their face, but I didn't realize I was a BSer. I'm gone. So 6 dice. Target of 5.
Yep.
1, 2, 3,
Hey,
4,
nice.
5, 6, 7. That's a
All
good.
right, yeah, so you're able to just start talking, and you kind of loosen her fingers just enough to slip your arm out, and you're walking alongside her, and then you just dart off the side hallway without her noticing.
Yep. Total anime style, just like a flash. With this little colored shadow of me left behind.
And she turns around and goes, "Wait, where was the doctor I was just with?"
This man's dying.
Yeah, she's like, "All right, this man is one of the pilots, and he's dying." And then she turns around, and you're just gone.
Silver Squad's best secondary pilot has died because a doctor vanished on me.
Shut up.
It was
someone
part of the Flying
Chuck,
Squadron.
no!
Yeah, it's someone
Be
from
careful.
Lime Squadron. I don't care about them.
He killed Chuck. Oh man.
Oh man, Chuck's dead. Rip.
You killed Chuck.
Don't you,
You
dare.
bastard.
Don't you dare speak like that. We don't talk about killing Chuck.
Oh, this isn't a Powered by Apocalypse. We can't change the world like that.
Oh man. Now, if someone wants to donate,
Yes, I haven't got those up yet, but yeah, donate 1,000 bits. Michael changed this world. There we go.
for 1,000 bits, I will change the world and summon a space kraken from 40k. It'll have mustard insides.
Be careful what you wish for, because someone might just get crazy and do it. Then you're gonna have to eat your mustard filled
I mean,
with whatever's.
I would do that just for the hilarity of it. But going on from that, you slip down one of the hallways and manage to get out of the hospital. I'm assuming you're gonna find some other clothes and ditch the doctor's outfit.
Absolutely not, because this is
No.
well, if I see some opportunity for clothes on the way, I guess he might, but I just don't see where that's going to become a thing, unless if I'm making my way through the hospital and I go through the laundry area in the basement. Maybe there's all the bedding, maybe all the nurses' scrubs and things like that. I could switch to a less conspicuous outfit, or even a janitorial outfit of some sort.
I'll say that like on your way out, you managed to find like a small pile of very plain white clothing.
I love my time as a doctor. It felt great, but it's time to leave that life behind. It was only literally the last 3 minutes of the show. He's such a superficial a-hole. Anyway, so he puts on these new plain clothes and tries to duck out a side door and get out of the hospital because they probably still need help. At least that's what I think, right?
Yeah, no. People are still dying horribly from 2 transformations over the course of like 15 minutes.
That's right. We transformed into
super robot mode, and then
Guardian form,
transformed
and
back
then
from it when it didn't work.
So it's even worse. So it's even worse now, and I guess he's going to try to make his way back to commandeering that vehicle or something, and we'll see if we get sidetracked again. But he has to try to commandeer a Veritech, so he needs a vehicle before that. That's what I do. I'm sure the taxis aren't running.
And we'll come back to you here in a minute, because at this point, the captain, Ivanov, and I don't know, is Melody staying around to see the opening of the tin can? See what hidden surprises are inside?
Sure.
It's a giant tin can. It might have a prize in the side, like like cereal sometimes does. One of those cheap prizes.
Yeah,
could
I
be
always
like
like surprises that kill me.
It could be like a 30-foot tall stack of blood and bones.
So, yeah, Ivan gets
Depending on how hard Ivan
into the
kicks.
hangar. He hasn't even taken off like his he definitely hasn't taken off like his flight suit or I guess mech suit, like jockey suit essentially. So and like Handy, he's like got his pistol on his hip and shotgun on his back. Just his normal this is what happens if I get stuck on ground kind of Russian solution.
All right, yeah, you're armed with those, and you all finally see as Captain, you're being kept far enough away and up on the upper level in the flight officers basically overlook. So, or the deck officers overlook, so that way you can be safe in case whatever's inside explodes violently or attempts to eat you or something. Who knows? But you all can see as one of the Veritechs reaches over and kind of starts peeling back the dented structure of what looks to be the cockpit area, only for the Veritech's hand to be grabbed by a rather large and a rather large hand at that, covered in purple and green plates as it pushes the rest of the whole structure up and away, pulling down at the Veritech's arm. The Spartans are quick to react and proceed to fire their gun banks, but luckily the gun banks have been... Would you have wanted the pilot alive or not?
I would have preferred him alive, but it's not
Okay.
necessary if he was trying to escape without us getting to say, stop.
Yeah. So the Spartans, they've loaded up on non-lethal giant beanbag rounds.
Target.
No question how that works.
Exercise bullets.
Yeah. And they literally just start pelting this guy as he gets up and out and starts looking around and goes, "You Micronians have fought for the last time," as he's getting pelted over and over before he falls over unconscious as far as you could find.
Little button somewhere. He's secure the prisoner. We'll fabricate up a proper restraint so we can actually talk to him without him acting like exactly what he is, a sore loser.
You get a response back, "Yes, sir," over like the line, and the Spartans kind of pick him up both one under each arm and start dragging him away.
Nope.
Making sure not to bring him out into the main city area because that would be bad.
Nope. We're gonna secure him elsewhere.
Yeah, they're bringing this. They're a very quick, impromptu prison area set up near the warehouse areas in one of the farther warehouses that's been empty since you guys left.
Yeah. He'll turn about to one of the scientists that most likely was there.
Yeah.
You're 0 for 2 so far. Here's your chance to get in the red with me, or get into the black with me. Keep him alive. Figure out if he's actually physically different enough for us for our use normal, obviously gigantic sized sedatives on him or not. And the moment he starts to wake up, let me know. If I have to, I'll walk my monster into the room and step on him so he doesn't go anywhere.
So,
And the scientist is like, yes, sir. And so with that, he is dragged away, still clad in his armor. They're going to strip him of his armor later when they make sure he's not just.
Once they figure out how to get it loose without just blowing it off.
Yeah, I mean, they also don't want to, have him stripped stark naked if he's, not wearing anything under that right in front of the captain.
Yep. So Ivan wanders over to the captain at this point after probably holstering his pistol after the attempted breakup. It's like, you certainly know how to find the best guests.
Oh, it's no fun without friends. And he holds out his hand to shake.
So, indeed, and Ivan will clasp his hand. Nice shooting up there.
Hey, you got the final blow. That was dumb as hell, but it worked, and I'm happy with it. So consider yourself. Well, if I could, I'd promote you, but there's nowhere else for you to go but at the top of your squad.
So
You kind of thump him on the shoulder, and he's like, give him in time off. Get 2 monsters outside of whatever area they've got. Set him up. One of them empty, one of them manned. I'll be in the second one when I show back up and I need to talk to him. Oddly, I feel a little emasculated staring up at him so tall. Now I know why the Veritechs are so big.
So I have a request, though.
Go ahead.
If it comes time to pop him for information, I would very much like a crack at him. And we just listen to Ivan just pop his knuckles and crack his neck. It's like, after all, we have ways to make him talk.
Indeed. Taking under consideration, you'll be numbered 2 at the least for that task.
So I would also recommend maybe instead of 2 monsters, 1 monster and possibly two Spartans. After all, hands are very handy to break fingers.
Agreed. Talk to the other squads. Get 1 rotated in there. You know what? Have the Spartans be pretty much the exact same as a normal door guard. They'll just have the monsters around the corner. So if he busts through a wall, suddenly there's a big boom in his face.
So, all right. So, but other than that, how did we come out over here?
We're broken. The big gun didn't fire.
Duh, I saw that.
It didn't explode, which I found out afterwards when reading the next page of the little manual the scientist wrote was the other option. It could have just exploded and maybe not even shot. So I don't think I'm going to rely on that anymore.
One of the other options, sir, was on the third page, was that the reflex furnace just explodes violently.
Exactly.
And
It explodes.
kills, like, everyone working on the gun.
Yep, which includes everybody nearby. And we killed a lot of
And
probably
it also
killed a lot of
leaves us dead
people
in the water.
when we transformed. So we're just not going to do it anymore. Until you fix it, which we can't because you don't know how it works, it's not worth it.
Who designs gun that goes boom on the other end?
Someone who knows how it works properly and knew how to turn it on properly. We're just hitting a big red button and hoping it fires. Obviously, that's not right. And we have to transform to do it, which is, again, obviously not right because it fired when we were on the planet before. Nothing broke except for everything in its path, which is why I tried to use it. Regardless, it's messed up. It's unreliable. Neither one of us like unreliable tech. So we're going to limit its use until we can either get the city out of the guts of the ship so we don't have to keep crushing people, or something is so bad that we have to risk all of us dying anyway.
Well, since we now know, the scientist speaks up once again. Since we've now seen the transformation, we can at least try to mitigate damages for next time. Move buildings that are more likely to be in damaged sectors.
Of course, we can, and we will, because that's just stupid not to learn from your mistakes. But I can't replace reactor crews every day. They're out there, and he points like upwards. They aren't going to stop. We have to get better at what we have. We're running low on everything. We need to use it better. So I need you guys that aren't busy working with the tall guy to make the things we have better. Protoculture needs to be utilized on everything it can be as far as we're possible. Stretch it to the breaking point and then fix the breaking point and push it farther.
Yes, sir. We'll be researching, looking into it a little bit more.
I want
Hopefully, hopefully chicken legs over there. And Ivan points at the halfway melted remains of this commander pod. Let's give you a little bit of a head start. It's no Sputnik, but
yeah. He points over his shoulder the same way he did. He was like, yes, cannibalize. Learn what you can, melt the rest. Use it. There's a lot out there. In fact, send some drones over to that one hulk of a ship that's still floating and strip off what you can before we move on.
Understood, sir. We'll see what we can grab. And he gives a salute and goes. The scientist goes off to start planning how to even do any of this.
That's their job.
Yep. So, well, Captain, I will go ahead and get some of my fusiliers, so a little bit of overtime to watch the door until things simmer down a bit, and then I will reconvene with you later.
Good. I'll look forward to it. Bring the vodka.
Duh.
I'm feeling way too sober.
So, Ivan reaches into, unzips a pocket, and where a normal flask is like this. This is like a full liter flask.
He holds his hand up. Unfortunately, vodka smells, and I've got to go meet the mayor. Afterwards, I'm going to need it real bad.
Yeah, it's still handed to you. Then drink it after.
I don't have pants. He hands it to a random person while by. Follow me with this. He's in his dress outfit, so.
It's some random guard, some random officers up there, and he's like, yes, sir. But it's not too long after this that the everyone's inside and the ship's already starting to pull away, at least keep some level of movement. Since if the enemy's going to drop a fleet that size on you, staying around's probably not the wisest idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're still going to limp forward, but it'll be some time before a small ship couldn't just catch back up. So they can go out, grab a couple bits and pieces, and fly back real quick as we slowly.
But besides that, though, it's fairly solemn inside the city. There's a large number of casualties. Not huge in the sense that it's large enough that it's a big hit. Several buildings are completely destroyed. At least one building was vented out into space by accident. And the hospitals right now have been flooded with patients coming in, and beyond that, there have been several emergency field hospitals set up in other sections of the ship nearby that are doing their best. And when you arrive to the mayor's place, it's fairly damaged, but it's not. It looks like it was damaged from part of the transformation, or maybe even part of the first salvo that the enemy fired. But it seems to have survived mostly intact.
Yeah, it's better than
There's
he would
also
expect.
a report of someone attempting to of a rogue doctor or someone running around as masquerading as a doctor.
War profiteers, and even when there's nowhere for them to go.
But you get to the mayor's office, and he's rather upset and a mixture of nervous also, because his city just collapsed. The walls that were supposed to protect came in and crushed people. And as soon as he sees him, he's like, Captain, this is a tragedy. What happened?
So the captain will walk in. He'll push the guard out the door, back out the door if he follows him in. The one that's following him with the flask. Just stay there. He'll turn it in. He'll take his hat off, take it in his arm, and he'll bow really deeply, like at the waist, like Japanese style, all the way down. And he'll slowly lean back up. I apologize for all the damages caused by the enemy and my own actions. You have my sympathies for any of the civilians that were damaged or harmed by my attempts to destroy the enemy in a quick and inefficient manner. And he'll point to a chair. May I sit down?
Yeah, yes, you may sit down, but it's going to take more than just apologies. The people, we've already heard talks of riots. They're looking to. There's some who say that this is the military's fault.
It is. It was
not,
my fault.
It's not good, sir.
It's not good.
Well, no, they're saying that this entire conflict from the start of it even is. They've gone beyond just hating you for your
teleporting them here.
They've started thinking that this was all part of the military's plan, or maybe the aliens were peaceful and you fired first, because as far as we know, the gun fired before anything happened.
Well,
and he takes a sip of his water, and it's like, we need to figure out something, and I don't think I can smooth it over by myself this time.
You're not supposed to. It's not smooth overable, in fact. We are, in a delicate word, in a crappy situation. And he'll put his hands across in his lap, just kind of cross them. What we call the SDF-1, as his best guess right now, belong to either the things that are attacking us now or someone they were trying to kill. When we were at the parade on the big air show, they came into orbit of our own planet. We had got the ship up to about 50% control of our own. Not this area, because this area was basically just a big corridor that was empty. And now we know why. Because when the ship transformed, areas that got pinched and crushed and some spaced. But that's regardless of the fact right now. The ship, sensing its enemy, at least at the time of its previous occupants, activated the main cannons and fired. And from that moment, the SDF-1 and all of its crew have been at war. It wasn't one we wanted to start, but it's one that was started regardless. Yesterday, or earlier today, the enemy decided to stop playing hide and seek because we were losing. They nearly killed Silver Squad's captain without anyone knowing they were even there. Well, I say killed. I'm assuming their actual mission was to capture him, learn any command codes, take over the ship subvertly, and kill all of us inside. Because everyone they've got an encounter with, they've called, I believe the word that the one that we've talked to so far has been the word Micronians, and that we will lose. I'm not exaggerating when I say they use the word Micronians for our status as being shorter than them by such a furiously large degree. But that is irrelevant to what happened to your city. During the attack, I attempted to use the same gun the ship fired on that initial attack that destroyed the enemy fleet that had initially appeared in orbit of Earth. To do so, the scientists informed me that I would have to transform the station, the ship, into a robotic form similar to that of the Veritech fighters. I did so, not knowing the damage it would cause to the crew, but because we needed to make it fast so we could get away, because in their initial salvo, they've destroyed our ability to see. All of our sensors, all data, except for what comes off of an airplane or a pilot or just looking outside with your bare eyes, it's gone. If a meteor was on a collision course with this ship right now, we'd have to rely on raw data from a pilot that happens to be in the right spot of space, or the sheer dumb luck of someone looking out the porthole at the right time. So I took the decision to chance it and use the big gun. The big gun did not fire. The ship is too damaged from the teleportation event that brought us into space in the first place. And so I chose to, as quickly as possible, before people could reconvene back into the spaces damaged in the first place, to transform, to return the ship and the city back to its previous overall state. That was my choice. It was not yours. It was the best tactical choice because I was able to bring the large guns to bear that were functioning and destroy 3 out of the 4 enemy battleships that were almost equal in size to our own ship, and destroy them in a matter of moments once we fought the full might of the ship to bear. We lost 1 full squadron of fighters, Veritech fighters, and almost a second in the inks after the capital ships was destroyed to a single command pod, or basically the equivalent to one of our lieutenants. The battle was overall a success. The enemy casualties were overwhelming. If we had lost like that, we would be all dead right now. But I'm not here to crow our successes. I'm here to apologize for my failure. I'm willing to go on any news medias that are available and state the facts. But I need your help to protect those areas that you saw were damaged so no one will rebuild there, in case the worst option we have is the only option we have and have to transform again and rely on the insanely unreliable main guns, affectionately called the wave cannon.
He's gonna kind of look at you, kind of sit down, and just kind of lean back at this point and pull out a cigar and light it and look at you before going, I I can get you communications through the ship. Which, I mean, you should be able to set that up, or we already have the news station somewhat working.
I could have set it up before I came here, but I want it to be you're leading the request. So they will, whenever the first person to talk to them will be you, to let them know that I have an apology to tender and why. It's you are technically their leader. We are in a war zone, and according to all articles of war on our planet, I'm in control. I have control over every living creature on this ship. But I've been through a real war, and I know better. These are your people. They need you. I'm supposed to be guarding them, and I failed. I will explain how I failed and why, but they need you to explain how we're going to fix it. Because they were
I'll
not
see what
born in war. They were born in peace, and they need their peace leader to be on board.
I'll see what I can do, but it's going to take more than an apology because, like I said, several chunks of the civilian population are thinking about rioting due to what's
understandable.
happened.
We will, any off-duty personnel that, or any non-combatant personnel will be available to be assigned for any repair work you need done. Medical personnel are, of course, always available because this is the best place to have medical, is one central location, so we know where it is. But at the end of all this, I will go right back to my screen and start looking for the enemy, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I can't be here with the people because I don't understand them. I've been fighting my entire adult life. I should have been dead 20 years ago. Only my wits and the fact I'm too stubborn to lay down and die. I don't understand civilians. I've killed too many, to be honest, to be allowed around them, as far as I'm concerned. That's why I drink. I'm not drinking right now because this is important. And until it's finished, I will not. Because I need to know, I need names for everyone that died so I can write up appropriate forms for their next of kin back home. Because they were going to get full military honors regardless of how they died, because they died at my command.
This is going to take some time to set up, Captain, but I'll see what I can do.
Very well. Let me know what I need to do, and unless we're under an active combat situation, it will get done.
Understood.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may be.
He stands up and he bows his head again and puts his hat back on. Good day, Mayor. And he walks out.
Mhm.
Takes the flask from the guy and just walks off holding it.
Yep, and of course the officer doesn't know if he's supposed to stick with you or not, so he starts following you.
Mhm.
Later on, he's going to explain why he wasn't at his station for an hour or two or more in the flight bay. All the captain wanted vodka.
The captain kind of hogarted me as a guy carrying a flask. And everyone would just nod. That happens.
But yeah, I feel like it's this time. Everyone's finally, combat has finally dropped. Everyone's finally able to get out into the city and really see how bad things had been. Captain, you've already seen it because you had to go through this area before.
Yep.
But everyone else who was on the outside of the hole, or busy doing other things, or waiting for mechanics to start your engines for like the third time, should have giving them a little push first, maybe. There's really no way to explain it properly. There's just where buildings once were, there's now rubble, or husks of buildings, or not even that in some cases that were near points which opened up into space. People are missing, people are injured. Space. They could smell space for half a second. And
According to Frosteager, after we had that tangent earlier, he'd heard it smells like burning rubber.
Way
to stay frosted.
Oh, hey. But besides that, yeah, no, it's a lot of businesses are probably going to be closed down for the next couple of days, trying to get things going back up again and helping the neighborhoods. But it's going to be difficult getting back up, and as I feel like as Silver Squadron and the others are leaving the hangar, finally Lucas arrives there, to Silver Squadron, and I assume when Ivan, who's leaving the hangars.
I feel like I would have changed.
You would have found some new clothes?
Yeah, I would have yet another set of new clothes on.
We'd be like, are you a jockey now?
Yes. He's a jockey.
Everyone's
like one of those
you could
stock
just
photo
change into
people.
Civilian clothes, weirdo.
Yeah, no, he's just one of those stock photo people now. He just changed his outfit, looks like he's supposed to be in the job. Yeah, you guys, run into each other, Fayt, and I don't know if you left out with the rest of Silver Squadron, or if you kind of want to do something in the hangar.
So I either run into Ivan or Ivan and Jacobs.
Well, yeah, that's more or less what happened.
You're definitely running into Ivan.
Yay.
How many hours has it been since the battle now?
Maybe 1.5 at best.
Time enough for you to finish almost 2 compilation tracks.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that's probably enough time then for me to have finished installing or plugging in most of the equipment up there.
Yeah, and for the most part, everything works. There's going to be probably some extra technicians have to come through and, fix up the wires or something, but everything seems to work up there. But going back to Lucas and Fayt and Joe.
I think he's red in the face. He's been running and trying to get there. He's trying to get there in time for the battle, which is like an hour and a half past. So he's just like...
You finally get there, and you hear the ding dong. The enemy unit has finally retreated. You are everything. If you have casualties, please report it to the nearest officer.
Oh no! And I think he's probably like bent over, like catching his breath when like you guys maybe enter. He's still probably bleeding out or has like bloody bandages on. And that morphine bag is about almost empty. That's still attached to his arm.
Ivan is back in his normal officer non-flight uniform at this point. He's out of his jumpsuit, but he still has a pistol handy. So it's like,
shoot.
Yeah, just shoot him and put it on his
So it's like, shoot me? What?
Silver Eyes?
Oh, good.
What are you doing out here?
My favorite person in the whole world. Oh, jeez. And
there goes in and out. Blood goes round and round. Any deviation of this is a problem, and you have both problems right now. So catch your breath, man.
Then he sees Jacobs. Probably he's like, my actual favorite person in the world. And he said, "What is it? I'm in a jogger's uniform. Or did you say a jockey? I like joggers. I found some type of.
Oh man, it would just be whatever you found.
Do you have shorts on, basically?
I have like the jacket pulls over the t-shirt with the matching like wind pants, and
Got the
Yeah,
headband
yeah.
with the rainbow colors on it.
No
That's sad.
shoes.
He has more clothes on than I do right now.
I have no shoes, and he's definitely got blood soaking through the t-shirt underneath. And like I said, that the syringe is still, or the IV is still in his arm, and this bag is hanging out of his pocket, and he just looks dirty. And like, I heard the attack happening, so I came as fast as I could right from the hospital. I know Jacobs had Silver Squad, but of course I was do my part. But I guess
Yeah, and a lot of good you would have done.
I would have. Well, I got occupied. The whole city is falling down around our ears. All around, people are getting killed by tumbling debris, buildings collapsing. This kid, well, the kid.
Lieutenant, breathe and sit your ass down before gravity causes you to sit down.
Because I don't need to sit, and he just kind of, his body just slumps against the wall right to the ground anyway.
So, and like at this point, Ivan turns and just goes up, medic.
No, I'm not. I am not a medic. I was just messing around. God.
No, for you, you idiot.
And he is higher than a kite on this morphine.
He still has the bag there. It was tucked away, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's still.
You guys just see like a little tubing going into his arm from like one of his pockets.
Then out into the hand pocket in the jacket. Like, I'm riding high on life and adrenaline and ready to get into my bird. If she's fixed yet, I don't know if she is.
You're going nowhere. You're going back to hospital.
Oh, I'm a wanted man there.
Yes, because you're up and about and walking around. You're walking wounded.
You know, if Jacobs takes me back, and Ivan, I guess you can come along too since you're not busy, obviously. Go fight somewhere or something. Yikes. But then as long as I have an escort, maybe I'll think about it.
Or he's probably going to have to carry you back.
No, you're going to have to carry me back, Jacobs.
Which part?
Never mind. Sir Nova can do it then. Yikes. I like how my part's attached.
Ivan looks over to Melody, is like, is this an American thing? Do all American sky jocks try to get up and walk out the hospital before they're put back together?
This is a Silverworth thing.
Hey. So.
I can't help it if I'm a great leader, dastardly good looking, and also hardcore in doing my job.
And he is pumped full of drugs, apparently.
I am too.
Where is that medic?
Yes.
There's several going around. It looks like they kind of looked over and saw he wasn't dying immediately and are tending to more important ones.
I'm not.
But one of them does come by with like a black Sharpie and kind of looks at him and then looks back at you guys and then just kind of looks back at him and then just marks marks him down for, fine.
Okay, so he's not going to immediately die if I pick him up and haul his ass back to hospital, yeah?
I don't think so, but the amount of morphine, just don't squeeze the morphine bag too hard.
I've done that.
Does he have a morphine bag?
Because it was still attached to me from the hospital. I figured it gives me the go power.
You just see the medic just kind of grab his brow and be like, I don't have time for this.
He's a special
don't have time for this.
So you get
And
one side, I get
he
the
starts
other.
just walking away.
Yep. So, like, Ivan is like,
watch the left side.
Allow me.
Watch the left
so,
side.
And we watch as Ivan reaches over with his big old hand and just kind of picks him up by the scruff.
No, you Jacobs, you help. Yeah,
All right, come on. If you're going to act like lost kitten, then I carry you like lost kitten.
2 broken ribs, left side, please.
Should have thought about that before you ran away from the hospital. Carry on.
Oh, you're bitching about 2 broken ribs. Back in my day, we were expected to keep digging trench with 2 broken ribs.
The only trench I want to... Nope. That's extremely inappropriate. Never mind.
Wow, he can be taught.
He looks at Jacobs and he's looking around. I keep forgetting her name.
Melody.
No. Your subordinate.
The other Russian.
Oh,
The only Russian.
Surunova.
No.
Lieutenant Denilovna.
Yeah, her.
No, yeah, she's not around. She was over in the destroyer hangar.
Died.
So.
Yep. Okay. So he's looking at because he's torn. Like this is probably another drama. Eventually, he's torn between two loves. But I mean, I have no choice now but to go for a ride. But I feel like I'm slung over his back and Melody's following us, so that I can like talk right to her face to face from like this far away.
No, like you are literally being essentially God. Ivan has a hold of your collar, and then his other hand has you held by the belt.
Okay,
You're
well,
the bad puppy.
wherever she is, he's craning his neck that way. He's like,
Mm.
I'm gonna need hot soup every day, Jacobs. Every day we can talk about, Ontario.
Ivan looks questioningly over at Melody and it kind of gives you the look of, you want me to shut him up?
I just shrug.
I'm honestly glad the captain hasn't seen all this.
Yeah, so
It's probably
So
good.
as Archie
trouble.
gets kind of a rambling about things that he and Jacob could do, there's the occasional hip check into the broken ribs. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
No.
Oh, yep, we just lost stream.
I can hear you guys, but you guys can't hear me. So that's of course where it's gonna because of the internet problems. So we'll stop the recording and start up again in about 5 minutes.